Reading from the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta, Book 1, Chapter 6, Text 58. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Śrī Baladeva uvāca. Vadhvaḥ sahaja-tatratya dainya-vārtā-kathā-parān asmān vañcayato bhrātur idaṁ kapaṭa-pāṭavam. Śrī Baladeva said, "Dear ladies, all this is nothing but my brother's clever deception. We're intent upon speaking about the miseries of the residents of Vraja, misery all too real, and he is simply cheating us." Lord Baladeva called the Vrajvasis' unhappiness sahaja, natural or real. According to Lord Baladeva, the devotees in Krishna's Dwaraka entourage had every reason to be concerned about the plight of their counterparts in Vraja. Krishna's apparent distress, however, should not be taken seriously, because he obtains pleasure only from deceiving others and will therefore go to any extremes to create an illusion. He's put on a show of being distracted by memories of Vraja just to please his Dwarka devotees and give them a taste of the ecstasy of separation even while present with them. Everything Krishna has said about the Vrajavasis' distress in separation from him has some basis in reality, but he has manipulated facts to create a false appearance that he feels similarly about the Vrajavasis. Okay. What about your yoga? Okay, good. Amazing. Your discipline impresses me. Greetings from New Jersey. We had a really nice, surprisingly nice Memorial Day weekend. I thought everyone would be away, but we had two nice programs. One in New York that Ivy Shakti hosted, and another in Govardhan and Jai Subhadra. We also had the second initiation of Indira and Malati. And one thing I noticed from both of those functions is why Prabhupada started the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Because people, they not only want Sanga, but they want service. I think a lot of times the way people become enlivened in devotional service is they come into a community and they can participate and serve. So it's so nice, from flower garlands to wonderful feasts to organizing the program. So I became really enlivened because somehow or other there are different types of churches. You know, there's kind of like Baptist, Episcopalian, and people are different. So it's hard to, you have to be really expert to have one church that satisfies everyone. You know, that they feel it's their community, etc. And somehow in New York, I don't find that. I don't find that somehow the wonderful for some communities, but somehow not all. And we have so many nice people that sincere and wanted to. So I decided to start something called the, because it was so nice even to see some people from New York come out, called Metro Mantra Sanga, where Śrī Rupa is going to help me with this, and we'll have a calendar of events for the whole year, or as long as we can, with the different festivals, with the different programs. And what makes, this is my experience, I've done these things before. I kind of have a vision for certain things, like, Bhakti Immersion, Panihati Festival, the Sherborne Gathering. I can explain to you our group of scientists that met for 10 years, young scientists. VIHE we started in New Jersey. It's just a really wonderful thing to get people together. And I find out also what makes a program successful is if people think it's going to be successful. If people think people are going to be there, they'll come. Because after all, unless you become Bhajananandi and you want to do Nirjan, Bhajan, community is very helpful to Krishna consciousness. And one factor of community that seems so important is relief. Because in the modern world, we don't live in communities and families, etc. So we don't have these units where we can be vulnerable. In other words, a unit, a family, a community that loves us, and when we enter, we can be vulnerable. When I mean vulnerable, it's the opposite of being out in the world, dog eat dog. I remember someone taught me, when you walk through New York, in the bad neighborhoods, you should walk as if a chain is pulling your chest. Like to look tough, look confident. And in relationships and politics and so many things, we have to constantly protect our hearts. That's why Krishna, one of the qualities of bhava bhakti is durlabha. It's very difficult to obtain. Because God himself doesn't give his heart easily. He gives his heart easily when he sees a person serve. Service is a reflection of your heart. So when you serve someone, you give them the confidence, right, that there's love and they can open their hearts. That's our relationship with Krishna. And that's what a community does. It serves the people where they feel protected and loved. And in that consciousness and that kind of relief, they can open their hearts to the holy name and actually feel its effect. So I saw the need and I saw the desire, and I saw how practical and easy it is. You just make a calendar and figure out the events, and then sometimes I'm not going to be here, of course, for 6 months. We can still plan. Even when I'm here, I like to empower people. I like to bring people. Brahmatirtha Prabhu is going to be visiting New Jersey in the 2nd or 3rd week. I forgot. Love to organize a program with him. Such a great soul. And then people can get his association, someone who is so close to Prabhupada. In fact, he wrote me on the recent article that I wrote called, Blind Faith. And, he wrote me about that how respectfully he asked so many questions to Prabhupada. So, in a respectful way, then to analyze to see if this was the authority he can give his life to. So just imagine that service he had with Prabhupada, how much Prabhupada respected his intelligence. So like that, occasionally bringing some people and just, and what a party on Sunday, because I left at 5. Even Tota told me he didn't go back till 7:30. Just people there, and so that's kind of my realization. It's kind of my last, my newest branding, Metro Mantra Sanga, in New York City and here. And then maybe sometimes, like I did a program in Bhakti Bandha, people from upstate can come. And even upstate, I'll do some programs. We'll put it on the list. And Krishna consciousness is just going through the flow. I'm very it's always interesting. Every time when I decide I'm just going to sit and, like Rabindra Swarup Prabhu when he became chairman of the GBC, he saw there was so many problems within ISKCON. So he said what he'll do first, before he accepts that chairmanship, he'll go to Govardhan and chant 64 rounds every day. And he's really sharp, and he makes this quip. He said, we need devotees in this movement who do nothing. Of course, it's not nothing to chant Hare Krishna, but you need devotees who are cultivating their internal spiritual life. But every time I see I do that, then I get brought out just a little bit. But I'm real happy I'm sitting at this is my seat here in the ashram here. And I'm very satisfied. I know exactly after what I'm going to do this. I'm going to answer a few letters, and I'm going to go and I'm going to chant some more. And then I'm going to, clean some things up I have to clean up. And I'm going to read something and chant some more and do this. And then I'm going to speak to Ramatirtha at noon. And then I haven't done my deity worship. Then I'm going to cook. What's cook? I press a button. Jack sets up the khichdi mix and the water. I just press a button and turn on the steamed vegetables and this tahini sauce. That's it. And then I'll do that. Then I'll jump in the car and go to the reservoir, not for swimming, but take a walk around it and come back and chant some more. So it's also a nice life, doing nothing. But don't be envious. I did a lot. I'm going to be 74 this year. So when you're old, you're supposed to do nothing. But bhakti means to make yourself available for service. So we'll see what Krishna does. But now we'll get back to this Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. So we've had this case where Narada is searching for the topmost devotee. I'm not going back beyond that. And he approaches Uddhava, and Uddhava, we see his standard because Narada Muni is quoting verses from the Shastra, how Krishna says Narada is the topmost devotee. And after all, this book is about a search for that, to inspire us to search for that, to get that Sanga, to join with those people in heart by inquiring in confidence and giving gifts, and giving prasadam and all these wonderful devotional activities. And Uddhava deflects it to the gopis, to the residents of Vrindavan, which is significant because of Uddhava's exalted position as the topmost devotee outside of Braj. The topmost, the most intelligent, intellectual. Look, his intelligence was intellectual, emotional, scholarly, intellectually, emotionally, scholarly, and devotionally. I just made that up. I like it. But it comes from the verse. Emotionally, he said he was the topmost dear to Krishna. Scholarly, he was a direct disciple of Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. Intellectually, Krishna it just states that he's uttama. What is it? He's the topmost. And emotionally, it says he was the topmost mantri or advisor. So emotionally, devotionally, scholarly, and intellectually, the topmost person. And that person who is intellectually, who is emotionally, devotionally, scholarly, and intellectually, the topmost person, what to speak of devotee, he is humbled by the consciousness of the gopis. And then as he says this, then we have this argument that ensues among the people there. Because Rohini says, how can they be the topmost devotees of Vraja? Because they suffer so much in separation. And then the queens of Dwarka say, no, they're the topmost devotees. Because they're the topmost devotees because Krishna never stops thinking of them. That's our experience. So now Balaram's going to say, no, they're not the topmost devotees because I went there and saw their suffering. So this whole culmination of this story is focused on this dynamic. And then Balaram now is going to criticize Krishna. Why he doesn't go back. So I mentioned that these two things have to get resolved to present the tasya parama anti, the topmost thing of the whole Narada journey, the topmost devotee of Krishna's mercy. Two factors have to be resolved. One, the nature of separation. Is it mercy or not? And the character of Krishna. Is he merciful to them or is he neglectful of them? Or how to understand Krishna's neglect of them. If they're the topmost recipient of Krishna's mercy, I can imagine, this is a joke, some of you will get, some of you not. One Jewish gopi saying to Krishna, you mind choosing someone else next time? Would you mind choosing someone else sometime? And actually speaking, it's so interesting because the two classes I gave over the weekend somehow all dealt with this subject. Is suffering people in this world, and even the suffering devotees, are they an object of Krishna's mercy? So, and then the other thing about this, when this goes on, because it's all directed in devotion, it's rasa shastra. I like to extract philosophy from it, but it's rasa shastra. It's rasa shastra. So it's meant to communicate some feeling. And sometimes it's hard to follow when there's not some intellectual stimulation. So let's just read on. And we'll read Baladev saying he's going to present the thing that no, they're suffering and Krishna is neglecting him. He doesn't love them. Balaram's a position that they have no mercy because they're suffering and Krishna neglects them. And the resolution is that they're very dear to Krishna, even though he's apparently neglecting them. And at their highest level of ecstasy, even though they're apparently suffering. So these are the points we have to understand to make this our objective or our goal. Tatra dvayam stitva tesham swastham jakirshata tana shaktam maya kartum vadhvaḥ acharatar api. I stayed there in Vraja for 2 months and tried to restore the Vrajavasis to normal, but nothing I said or did was of any avail. I spent 2 months with them, Balaram, trying to pacify them. I couldn't pacify them. So Balaram's making his point. They're suffering. I was there. Purport, while visiting Vraja, Balarama had tried to console the devotees by assuring them that Krishna was very much afflicted by separation from them, and that certainly in a few days he would finish killing all the enemies in Mathura and come back home. Balaram also did other things to relieve the Vrajavasis' distress. For example, he performed water sports in the Jamuna and constructed new buildings in various places for Krishna to enjoy upon his return. So, Balaram was engaged in construction in Vrindavan. I'm engaged right now in construction. I have 6 people living in the upper apartment next to me. We just installed for my ashram, because even to do the work, there's so electricity, they got to drill, they got to do things. These huge batteries where we'll have 8 hours continuous electricity, even with the electricity off. So basically it'll be 24-hour electricity now. And then where my ashram had, says here you turn on the water, you turn off the water. Then we got to turn on the pump. And then there's no way to figure out when it overflows. So you got to time it for 20 minutes or something. And the nature of my mind, everyone has a nature, is I can immediately forget something. I don't know how people do it. Like, for example, I have vitamin D cream, Ayurvedic cream. 90% of the times I forget it. How do people remember to do these things? I'm dangerous. Ask Jack. He's very tolerant. You gotta watch it. But so somehow I let the pump, and I say, okay, I turned on the pump, and then I forget about it. And then there's a flood outside. So we're building a huge thing on the roof and making more water supply with electric things like that. So I'm involved also in construction. But what I'm meditating on, this is going to make it more comfortable, which is good for the guests, but it's not good for me as a resident. Because in Vrindavan, you have to perform tapasya if you want to stay there. So this is going to force me to perform more tapasya. I'll have to take a cold shower every morning. I can't get it too comfy in Vrindavan. For my guests, it's fantastic. For me, I'll have to walk around every morning. I just know how Vrindavan works. There's a force that pushes you towards Krishna, and you can't turn in the concept of enjoyer and controller. So I always worry, because I see when people build nice houses in Vrindavan, they never occupy them. It's just the system. So it's a challenge for me, for my consciousness. Just don't. What to speak. Now, these are normal things in the West. The sadhu devotee that's helping me, now I have someone, sorry to bore with this is Balaram is doing construction, but the devotee I have there helping me practically build the TOVP. And he's practically, anyway, he's a genius, but he's also a Rasika Bhakta. He's going to stay there with me. And he can't wash clothes because so we got a washing machine. So I have a washing machine upstairs too. So I'm saying all these things. And the whole place is air conditioned. So I know how Vrindavan works. Tapo divyam yena kaputra sattvam shudye yasman Brahma, austerity. Remember, Prabhupada wrote a letter, even about the school in Vrindavan. They'll never understand that one must undergo tapasya for their purification. Even though it's a saving grace, people will think it's a cruel and unjust punishment. Despite the irrational impulses of the mind, you have to engage in your service and simplicity. At least traditionally, that's why traditionally is so oppressive today. But why grihastas, responsibility or dharma, that's austerity. Got to do my duty. And charity, traditionally for grihastas. So anyway, this is Balaram. Ananya sadyam tadviksha vividai sapatai shatai tanyatnad isharavasya tvaraya grajgatam balat. Seeing no other way to achieve my purpose, I made hundreds of promises to them. With great effort, finally consoled them to some extent. Then I managed to pull myself away and hurried back there. So Balaram's such an interesting figure. He's God, but he's God as God's servant. So his service was console the gopis. They're dying in separation. We become attached, nasate vidyate bhavo nabhavo vidyate sataha. We become attached to things that are, in one sense, not real. They're temporary. And there's affection. And we can't tolerate separation. What to speak of the ontological, the nature of being, the existential existence of God's affection and the devotees for him at the highest level of love and what they're feeling. If it's God's love, it's the highest love, and we can't imagine what separation from that is. So I spent so much time, and then I had to pull myself away because they were getting some relief. I was there, and I hurried back. And katayad gatitam Krishna sakrid goshdam kayapitat gadva prashanga sangatya raksha-tatratya jivanam. I anxiously requested Krishna, please find some excuse to go to your cowherd village just once and save the lives of the people there. Purport. The cowherd community was made up of Krishna's own people. with whom he enjoyed the pleasures of his childhood, now that they were drowning in an ocean of misery, he surely ought to be willing to visit Vraja once to save them. This not. All this is going to be resolved on a higher level. These apparent contradictions: mercy, suffering, love, neglect. Kantasmati mukhe brute hridayancha natadrasham manasasya cha bhavasya bhavet sakshi prayojanam. From his mouth he said, "Certainly I shall go." But in his heart he thought otherwise. Indeed, the truth about a person's mind can be known from how he acts. Purport: speaking one way while acting another is proof that one intends to deceive. So how to actually understand? How to actually understand? If one who acts. One time I begged Dr. Fakir Mohan, you give class, and the Sanskrit school, the ISKCON Sanskrit school from Gopi Pranadhana was attending my retreat. And I asked him to speak. And I told him, there's going to be a lot of Sanskrit students there. And Dr. Fakir Mohan was head of the Sanskrit department of Uktal University, the largest university in Orissa. And I told this many times, he said, who knows Shastra? He challenged them. Then he went, one who practices. That's the proof. That's the proof. As we say in English, and I think, is it an idiom everywhere, Jack? Words are cheap. Mm-hmm. Words are cheap. See Parikshit uvāca, idaṁ akarnya bhagavan, uttaya shayanadrutam, piyaprema paradino, rudanuchayar vihirgata. Parikshit said, hearing this, the personality of Godhead, who was ruled by the love of those dear to him, suddenly got up from his bed and got outside loudly weeping. So Balaram was saying he's not a devotee, he doesn't love them. Then Krishna hears this, but somehow or other, it disturbs him, and he wakes up and he's crying. Just go up. It's just like, I don't want to get too political, but the border, you can make so many decisions. If you believe that, I don't want to get choices here, but you believe, just close the border. Don't say so many things, just close the border. Just sign a thing, the border's closed. So the words, integrity, means from integral. Integral literally means to be one with. The honest person, his words are one with his thoughts. So you have to check his thoughts to see if that has meaning, if that has integrity. You have to check his actions, Your actions are your words, that's integrity, that's honesty. Integrity also, your actions are one with your actions and words are one. So now somehow Krishna's upset. So, okay, you could challenge him. You're so upset, so why don't you go back? Why don't you go back? And this Krishna is going to have to explain himself to reconcile the fact that they're suffering and he's doing damn nothing about it. Prapula padmanetrabhyam varshan asruni dharaya Sagadgadam jagadenam paranugraha-katara. From his fully blossoming lotus eyes rained a flood of tears. With choking voice, tormented by compassion for others, he spoke. Paranugraha. Para, others, anugraha, compassion. Katara, paranugraha katara, tormented by compassion for others. Sa gagadam, with choking voice. Varsham, raining, asuni, tears. Darya, in great downpour. So just go back. None of these tears. I don't want to hear your tears. I don't want to hear your tears. But somehow this is Parikshit saying he is tormented by compassion. But if I was there and I was in the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta, then I would say, why don't you just go back? I don't want to see your tears, Krishna. Your choking voice. I miss the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. Go back. I call him right out. Don't give me this kind of stuff. I miss the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. Go back. Purport, an inferior person cares only for his own welfare, whereas a virtuous person thinks about paranugraha, compassion and help for others. Krishna's paranugraha is unlimited. Taking the word para for the sense of enemies, we can understand that his compassion is even those who hate him. Certainly, therefore, he would not neglect his devotees. Okay. The postman, rain or shine, sleet, wind.
Snow.
What?
Sleet or snow?
They don't have that here in Jersey. That's a New York thing, right?
No. All country.
What time you'll be back?
Probably around 1. Then she's married.
Okay, Jack. Keep up. Wow, the yoga, the good spirits. We have new deities here, Pañca-tattva. One day I'll show them. It's unbelievable. I've never seen deities like this in my life. Are they open?
Yes.
Okay, we'll show you the Pañca-tattva when we finish. Śrī Bhagavan uvāca, satyam eva maha Vraja, sarana kotitam mama idaṁ hridayam adhyapi tvitva vidirayat. The Supreme Lord said, yes, it is true. My heart is full, made of solid diamond. It must be so, because it is not yet split in half. Hard heart, the metaphor of diamond, can't be broken. Can't be. My heart is like that. Must be true. Must be true. There's something wrong with me. Because seeing their suffering, why am I alive? God's saying. Balyadarabhya tairyatat palanam vihitam chiram apyasad dharanam prema sarvam tad vismitam maya. Those devotees took care of me for so long, from the very beginning of my childhood, and still I have forgotten all about their exceptional love. Be that as it may, I must somehow do something to help them. I've indeed been cruel to have caused those gentle souls such extreme grief. Oh, Brother Uddhava, you know everything, and you are the best of my dear friends. Please tell me at once what I should do. Please lift me from this ocean of distress. Parikshit said, Devaki was loving to his son and was a dear friend to Nanda's wife. She said, you should give your best well-wishers whatever they want. Then, fearing that the kingdom was about to be given away, old Padmavati, the Lord's grandmother, the queen of the Adu king Ugrasena, that's the mother of Kamsa, gathered her muddled wits and cleverly feigned a joking spirit. To protect my husband's domain, she spoke up again, even though Balaram's mother had snubbed her by ignoring her previous remarks. Invoking eloquence, Padmavati tried to change the mood to bring Krishna to the exclusive shelter of the outer dainya. So she doesn't want Krishna, satisfy them and go back and then give the kingdom to them. Okay, for today, we're going to stop here. Jaya.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It's such a great class. I was just relishing that image of Krishna waking up with tears in his eyes. So nice. But I think the one line that I really, really loved a lot is what you said, the truth about a person's mind is shown by their actions. And it's just such a powerful thing, not by their words, but by their actions. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, right. And that's Balaram is saying that. Why doesn't Krishna go back? And I'm saying this sets up the tension, how this will be resolved, because it has to be resolved for our understanding of Radha and Krishna, how there is intense longing and all these negative emotions, which actually are born from ecstatic love. Okay. Gail, you have any questions? I stopped early.
Yeah. They're more like comments today. Well, one thing, you remember somebody once said that you look like Robert De Niro, right? So,
yeah,
when you were imitating Krishna, and you're saying, I don't want to see your tears. If you're really so upset, go back. So you looked exactly like mafioso Robert De Niro when you're doing that. And I recommend people dip into Maya a little bit just to see that very funny scene and analyze this, and you will see Maharaj in that scene. It was so good. He was imitating somebody being, I guess, tortured or about to be tortured, and he was imitating their
Well, wait a second. I'm going to have to look him up for a second here. I just want to see something for a second. Wait 1 second. Okay. Okay. He was born in New York.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, but anyway, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was just so good because that was such a good movie. I know I'm not supposed to be doing Maya.
What movie did you see?
And he's like, analyze this. That's the name of the movie.
What was
analyze
the movie?
this.
Yeah. Now that you've dragged everyone into Maya, what was the movie you saw?
That's the name of the movie. Analyze this.
Analyze This was the name?
Yeah. It's like, analyze this.
I've been told at different times that I look like him.
Mm-hmm. But, you got to see that boo scene. That was good. But anyway, Maharaj, just one other thing I just really want to say, you just very quickly said one thing, right? And I don't know, somehow or other, I just, it's a very basic principle, but it just caught my attention. And I don't even remember what it was you said, but from it, I got, service conveys love, and love inspires trust, and trust inspires one to open their heart. or reveal their intimate side.
Yes.
Basic, but somehow whatever it was you said, it just caught my attention, and it just like
That's such an important principle.
yeah.
It's such an important principle. That's why Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam, Stapi Tam Yena Bhutale. That's how do you think he understood Lord Chaitanya's mind? Because Lord Chaitanya revealed himself to him.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of his devotion and service.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Krishna will only trust us with his bhava, which controls him. Okay. We can all watch
That's
this.
the link that shows it. If anybody wants to see it.
Oh, okay. Krishna, he doesn't give his bhava because he can, we have that devotion. He controls us. He can control him. So who does he give it to? Those whom he trusts. And how does Krishna trust us? By our service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when you have someone's heart, I always mention this, you could serve them or exploit them. And that's why service is so important, because it reveals the person's heart and allows you to understand what they want so you can serve them better.
Wait, can you say that again? Service.
Why service is so important? Because it empowers you to understand the person you're serving, because when they see that attitude, they reveal their mind, and therefore you know what pleases them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you serve, it really empowers you to serve even more and at a higher level, because the real service is to please someone, so you understand their most deepest inner side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else, Gail?
Oh, I'm good, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, I'm being an ocean of mercy today. I just can't wait to get up and watch that movie.
And I can't wait to see the Pancha-tattva over there.
Oh, okay. Where is the she put it in? Where is it?
It's the link is in the chat, Maharaj.
Okay, you get it. Send it to me by email, okay?
Okay, Maharaj.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to show you the Pancha-tattva. Let me see if I can first. Can people see?
No, Maharaj, we can't see anything.
What happened?
It looks like you turned off the camera, Maharaj.
How did I? Oh, I did turn off the camera. How do you like that? It says the host has stopped it, not me.
The host is Rati.
Okay, start my video. Okay. Says you can't stop. Oh, okay.
Yeah, now we can see.
Can you see it?
Yes, Raj.
Can you see all five?
Yes, now we can. Oh.
They're made out of metal. They're each painted a slight different shade.
Wow.
Pancha-tatratya Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhakta-avataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. Okay, anybody else? Say hello or share something.
Hare
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dr. Gopinath here.
Hey, Shyam Kishore and Hemalata Radha. So
Hi,
nice.
Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the class. Nice to see you.
Such an amazing part of the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's really, really amazing. Yeah, oh, wait till you see what comes up. It's even more amazing. Good. Maybe next week, give me a little report what's going on there.
Okay, Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Okay.
We did remember, Maharaj, that we told you we were going to do a theater, no, how do you say, a play? Yeah,
Yeah.
a play of Nrsimhadev. So we have the recording. They are tuning in the audio and things, and then we will share with you.
Okay, who did the drama?
He was the director. Shyam was the director. Someone gave us the how do you say, the words? Someone did
Script.
the script. Thank you, Maharaj. The script was made in Buenos Aires by some devotees that have like a company of theater. So they shared the script with us, and Shyam Kishore guided us.
And you did it in your house?
No, in Mar del Plata, in the city.
In the place we have for preaching,
Preparation, yeah.
like the whole
People had a nice time. They appreciated it.
Yes,
very much.
Very much.
Oh, good. Yeah, we just have to keep on going on and trying to develop community wherever we are, seeing which people we can trust and working with them. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna, Gumaraj, Tota Gopinath here. Great to hear from you.
Nice to see you yesterday, too.
Yes, likewise.
Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Gauranga. All Govinda.
I'm Vraja. Thank you for class.
Okay. We had a good time. You had a good time.
Unfortunately, not together.
What?
Unfortunately, not in the same room.
Right. I think we'll have a good time on July 4th, too.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Joe Cayley and Karuna are going to come, too.
Great.
Yeah. I encourage Rati and Kaveri to come.
That's great.
Donna Cayley, I'm still on to come up there this week, right?
Yes, Maharaj. Could you hear me?
Yeah, maybe like you pick me up at Raghunath's about 6 or something.
This Sunday?
Is that possible?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll confirm it. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, I'm definitely coming. It's just I'm going to the Revals, and then Amal will pick me up. And then if he drops me off at Raghunath's, you're just 25 minutes away.
Yes. Yep. I'm available on Sunday to pick you up.
Okay, great. Okay. Anybody else say hello?
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Thank you very much for the class.
Haribo.
This is Yavat Sundari.
That doesn't look like quiche. Are you in Tehran?
No, it's in Tehran. Yeah, I came to Tehran to do something, yeah.
Tehran is not as beautiful as quiche.
No, it's not, Maharaj.
Quiche looks like a paradise. Okay. Haribo. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Surya Radhika here.
Hey, Śrī Radhika, Haribo.
Thanks for the class, Hare Krishna.
And that doesn't look as beautiful as Tehran.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Maybe give me a little update how you're doing, okay?
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Nice to see you. Okay.
Nice to see you. Thanks for your class.
What city are you in?
Sorry?
What city are you in?
I'm in Tehran this
You're
time.
in Tehran too. Okay, nice to see you. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Thank you for your class.
Hope I get to see you in India soon.
Thank you, yes.
Anybody else say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's Yvette. Thank you for class. I'll see you soon. And thank you for the darshan this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm coming up state. I'll be up there if you want to. Well, no, Yeah, we'll see soon, at least by the
I'll
July,
see you soon. Yeah,
July 4th, right?
I think the end of June I'll be there.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is Krishna-katha. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. I sent away now for my visa, so let's see. I'm in the process of coming to Russia, so let's see. Okay.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Anybody else say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. This is Krishna Mayi. Thank you so much for class.
Oh, nice to see you. Were you able to go to the
Yes.
Super Show?
Yes, I was there, and I look forward to seeing you soon as well. So
Great, great. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Thank you so much.
Haribol.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. I'm looking at the list, thanking everyone for coming. Okay. Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha.